my name is Rob. I'm a pastor, and we were using Microsoft PowerPoint here at our church for a number of years, and not that long ago, we switched over to Faithlife Proclaim. And for more reviews like this, click below. So we use these products because we at our church we need a way to project songs on the screen in front of our church on Sunday mornings, and we need a way that people can clearly see the words and follow along, and we need to be able to have something that will allow people to sing the songs in church on Sunday, as well as occasionally project images and pictures up on the screen. One of the things that Faithlife Proclaim is really the best at is it allows us to collaborate with multiple users. So we have a number of worship planners. We've got myself, we've got other people who upload the music, and then we've got our tech team at church on Sunday mornings. And Faithlife helps us all be able to work together on this from different locations. Me in my office, volunteers in their homes, someone in the church office. We can all work together on uploading content and making it presentable. And that's the other thing Faithlife Proclaim is really good at. I can create images and pictures that are really easy to see and really easy to for our tech team to scroll through and to show and upload. So Faithlife Proclaim is really just a super easy to use product that helps us to collaborate among our team in order to create really top quality presentations. So Microsoft PowerPoint was probably the biggest advantage there is that it's a pretty widely used product. And so I know that lots of people in our church, if they would have needed access to it or if they would have been able to use it, it's a very accessible product. I don't have to have them, in all probability, most people don't have to go and download a special tool that they don't already have. And so PowerPoint is real widely used. And Proclaim is less so. Faithlife Proclaim is something that only a few people in our church have heard of until we were using it here at our church, until we gave them instructions. So PowerPoint is much more widely used and accessible. So when we were getting people started with PowerPoint, this is going back quite a ways, and the advantage with PowerPoint is that it's a pretty universally used software tool, and so most people had already had some exposure and some experience using PowerPoint. And so when we were using that, we didn't have to do a whole lot of training or instruction in getting people on board because they were already largely familiar with that product. When we switched over to Proclaim, the learning curve was a bit steeper because many people hadn't heard of Proclaim or they weren't as familiar with it. And so it took a little longer to get people on board and to explain. And I would say once they became familiar with it, it's fairly easy to use. But it did take a little bit more explanation, and it did take a little more training and instruction so that everybody was familiar with it. When we were looking at and when we were evaluating our needs here at our church, there were a few things that we really had to take into consideration. One of them, and maybe one of the more important ones, was we had to make sure that this would be something that is fairly easy to use for a range of volunteers. We've got volunteers in our church that some of them are, 14, 15 years old, and some of them are, in their 40s and 50s. And so we had to make sure that whatever product we chose, we'd be able to onboard everyone with it so that they could actually pick it up fairly quickly with some instruction, but not, it couldn't be overly complicated. We also wanted a product that would be able to help us to worship better as a community. And what that meant for us was that we didn't want a product that would be would be freezing up when it's supposed to be changing a slide so that people can't see the words that they're supposed to be singing. We wanted to be able to have this enhance our ability to sing well, to learn well, to display pictures and graphics that would be constructive and helpful for us. So we needed a product that would really enhance and not detract from worship. So, sometimes you get software and stuff that just doesn't work very well. It doesn't project, or it doesn't. It's not smooth, and so that becomes a hindrance. And so we needed something that would really help us and facilitate our worship in a way that's not distracting, but in a way that would really help us to yeah, focus well on our worship.